hello. I don't know. Hello is such a little word for such a big feeling. I want to say hello to you with all the letters in the alphabet. That would be a hello.
Now, just in case America has forgotten, and I thank you so much for making this documentary, Yoo-Hoo, Mrs. Goldberg.
Yeah.
Because she stopped in, 1955 with Yoo-Hoo, Mrs. Goldberg, the Molly Goldberg show. So much of America has forgotten her. Thank you so much for making this documentary.
It's as if we would forget Oprah, because she was really the Oprah of her day. Mm-hmm. She had a radio show for 17 years, second only to Amos and Andy.
Right.
She had a TV show, she had a vaudeville act, she had a dress outfits, she had a comic strip, an advice column. I mean, she really was, after Eleanor Roosevelt, the most famous woman in America.
Right.
And that's why we have this tagline for the publicity, the most famous woman in America you've never heard of.
Everybody loved Molly Goldberg. Didn't matter if you were a Catholic nun or a Jewish person. The situations that she told about on the Goldbergs transcended religion, race, everything.
You know what's amazing about her? She is the first Emmy winner as an actress. 1950, the first year they gave it, she received a Tony, and she wrote, there's a picture in the film, over 12,000 scripts.
Up higher than that.
Yes, and her husband typed them. So it's pretty amazing. I make films about underknown Jewish heroes.
How did you know her then?
Well, I remember vaguely the show, but after making Partisans of Vilna and The Life and Times of Hank Greenberg, I've become a historian or documentarian of the 30s, 40s, 50s. It was time to do a film on a heroine. And I love America, and I love doing historical docs.
The show was live, no prompter, and nobody to help you if you went up in your lines. It had a newness about it. It was a pioneering kind of medium, and it was exciting to be a part of it.
I was looking for a new character. I went to Jewish museums in New York, a Jews Entertaining America exhibit, and you walk in and they recreated this wonderful living room that was very warm and inviting to American audiences. Mm-hmm. Because what Gertrude Berg did both on radio and TV is develop the first sitcom where people walk in and out of each other's lives.
Well, it's the first sitcom
set in an apartment building. And what is the most successful formula? That. Mm-hmm. Because then there's Honeymooners, Lucille Ball, Friends, and Seinfeld. Each one of them outdoing the other in popularity. However, Gertrude Berg was never in syndication until this film came out.
How much of the show is left available to see?
Well, there's a big trove of archives that was donated by the family because she owned the shows at UCLA. Right. And hopefully, sooner than later, because everyone's asking, they will put it in a DVD collection.
You know something? I can't believe it. It's already beyond the middle of October. Can you imagine how time evaporates?
Gertrude Berg would start the show leaning over her windowsill on Tremont Avenue and talk about Sanka coffee. And then she'd hear these words. Yoo-Hoo, Mrs. Goldberg.
Don't forget, David, darling, marriage is just not an express train where you get on the first station and you get off the last station. Don't forget, David, darling, there are local stops in between.
And the stories were much more human.
The writing is fabulous. This was great storytelling and banter, and I just love it. I defy anyone to write as funny a piece as the doctor versus the dentist in the film. My goal in all of this is to make Gertrude Berg and the Goldbergs a household name just like they were at her time. Gertrude Berg, someone says very wisely in the film, Viola Harris, she wasn't a comedian, she was a real actress and a great actress, and I want that also to be known by people.
The press dubbed Gertrude Berg the First Lady of Radio.
Well, now, you're one of the few people I have ever known who both write and act. Which do you prefer?
Act. When you live with a character as long as I've lived with Molly, it gets a little confusing. I'm really Molly more hours through the day than I am Gertrude Berg.
So this is a moment in time. This is a capsule of a wonderful era in America where this wave of immigrants came and contributed
and people
so much.
lived with family, and they had
Yes.
accents. I mean, my own parents had accents, although I didn't ever hear their accents. But
you didn't know they had an accent.
Right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yoo-Hoo.
Mrs. Goldberg.
With a little boiling water and no coffee pots to wash. 1, 2, 3, you have a delicious cup of Sanka coffee.
You remembered it, and you shopped.
You didn't think about religion or even ethnicity. Listening to Molly Goldberg, you thought about families.